Hey you guys, I'm here to talk about the Bruce Jenner's interview that was tonight on Diane Sawyer ABC. I want to start this review off by saying I support Bruce Jenner. At first I was a little skeptical about. Let me fix this light. Um, I was a little skeptical at first about even doing this review because I was, and I'm glad that Diane Sawyer even said brought it up. Like I I didn't know if it was a publicity stunt for the show, so I didn't know if I wanted to watch the review. But then after seeing on social media from the East Coast how this review was, this interview was really good. I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. It was 2 hours and I watched the whole full 2 hours, and it was inspiring, not only for the LGBT community, but just as a person, as a mother, as a parent. You know what I'm saying? It was inspiring because it just shows you like we can't keep going through this. We can't keep going through all the judgment people have to go through, and people not being able to be themselves and stuff like that. So, it was really, really an encouraging interview. If you have not seen it, I suggest you find it and watch it. It was really, really good. Like I said at first, being from the Kardashian clan, I was a little skeptical, but it was actually a really good interview. From Rip, from the beginning it was just like, whoa, we gonna go in already? Like the first 5 minutes, like you just had your eyes like, wow, wow. So let's start off. He get there and Diane Sawyer get there to his house. It was at his house in Malibu, and he was like, I've been thinking about this forever. And he told her like, all I want you to do through this interview is keep a sense of humor. So I was like, okay, that's cool because it's already hard for him. So for an interviewer to do him, he just wanted them to, have an open mind, a sense of humor. He made a lot of jokes to himself so people don't have to on social media and shit. So I thought that was cool. This light is bothering the hell out of me. I guess it's not the light, it's the shadow and stuff is bothering me. We'll work on that. Let's get through this. So it was just he said he's always been confused or whatever. I got notes because a lot of stuff I don't want to forget to talk about. But he was saying how he's always been confused or whatever, or the gender identity and stuff like that. And one thing I like about ABC that they didn't make this whole interview about him. They gave you a lot of facts, a lot of study researches they done. They shared a lot of people's stories. They had doctors on, so I thought that was really, really cool. But he said how he always had a soul of a woman. Then he said, being Bruce, he said always that was like him telling a lie. So he pulled his hair out that ponytail, baby, and went in. Bruce was after he took that ponytail out, it just felt like he was free. Like a little bit, like a lot of the weight was lifted off of him. Cause he just let it be known and said, I am a woman. I said, yes. Like, it was encouraging, like, you said it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like really encouraging him for that. Y'all know I ride for the LGBT community. I feel like they are people just like anybody else. They are them. They are beautiful. I just treat everybody the same. So I was just loving when he took that ponytail down and you could just tell the weight was lifted off him. But I like how he just was honest and said he's a woman. Like, period. I'm a woman. And I was just so here for that. Um, then he was talking about he's not doing this for the show. to keeping up with the Kardashian show, and this will be his last interview as Bruce. So I was like, that's cool. So then they started getting, more into his life, and he was saying how when he was 8, he had dressed up like, that was his first time, dressing up as a woman and stuff like that. But and then he also said that he's not attracted to men, like in, at all. He's not gay. This is just him. And I was liking that. Like I said, I was liking how they were talking to him, but yet breaking up um the information for everybody that was not aware, because a lot of this stuff I wasn't aware. So it helped me out just being a straight person and being aware of transgender. You know what I'm saying? They saying how it's different to have sexual desire and being a transgender person. Just because you want to live as a woman, that doesn't change of who you are attracted to. You know what I'm saying? So he's still attracted to women, regardless of him changing. She asks now that you're gonna be a lesbian. Everything she was asking before she was asked, I'm telling you, I was in there talking to my dude about it and asking the same things because I'm just gonna be honest, I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I was sitting there like, well, wait. He's gonna be a dude, so that means he's gonna be a lesbian or is he gay? And I'm glad he answered all those questions. He just wanna be living as a woman. Right now, Bruce ain't even thinking about women or men right about now. He just wanna be whatever her is, whatever, because I don't think he ever said the name that he wants to become known for, but right now he just want to be free and let his truth out so he can live his truth. Um, I did have some problems. I'm not gonna lie. As a woman, as a woman being in a relationship for a long time, I had problems with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because, but I'm gonna explain. Cause I want to talk freely, and that's the only way I know how to be. But I don't want to offend nobody. If you get what I'm saying. Cause I had some same things. I was sitting there like I feel it's kind of a little selfish because he said he's been knowing that he was this person since he was little. So now you have to keep up this lie, and you have to keep up this appearance for the world or whatever. So now you're adding people to your life. You know what I'm saying? He has got married 3 times, and all 3 times, as he enters the relationship, then he tells the women, you know, he likes to dress up in women's clothes and stuff like that, and tells them his truth. And they were so in love with him that they went along with it. But I was like, okay, now you're making them live your truth, but they're not living theirs. They married you because they thought they were marrying a person that was a man and wanted to be a man. And now you guys are having kids, so now you're adding more lives in it. And now your kids have to worry about the dumbass worlds that don't understand. Myself, I'm dumb because I didn't understand that. Well, now I'm starting to understand it. Now I've always been accepting, so that ain't been nothing for me. But I just feel like he was involving a lot of people, making them live his life instead of them living their truth. If y'all get what I'm saying. Now they make some decisions to live them lives, and they was to me a little selfish too because like I said, they added kids in the mix. Now your kids have to accept it or be gone. But now they love their dad so much that they gonna accept it, and hey, they know it's life. You know what I'm saying? They did explain how all the kids reacted. All the kids, I really wasn't paying attention. I'm not gonna even lie. When he talked to Brody and Brandon and the daughter and stuff like that, I don't know why I zoned out. I don't know what I was doing, but they were accepted. They're accepting of their dad. They love their dad. They accepting of their dad. But when it came to the Kardashians, I don't know why this makes me still not like Chris. She's a bitch. Like both of the wives had comments and encouraging words to say, but she said no comment. Bitch, I don't care how cool you are still with him, and but for you to be the only wife that has no comment, and he's saying his truth, and his truth, why not say I support this? Unless she really, really don't support this. Unless she really, really mad that he said something. That's why I just can't fuck with the Kardashians like that. The other kids, Kim and Chloe and Courtney and Rob and the other, Kendall and Kylie, he set them down. He said they cried at first and stuff like that. He said Kim caught him in the dress. He said Kylie and Kendall caught him in the dress, but on their computer because they had some kind of setup at their house. Thought one of the sisters was stealing the other sister's clothes, and come to find out, their daddy was definitely dressed, and they just never talked about it. When they did find out, they just never talked about it until he set them down, and he said they cried. But now they're all okay. He really didn't speak too much of Courtney, or Rob. He just said they cried at that moment, but he never said how they still feel to this day. Which I don't know why. I just feel like Courtney don't seem like she don't be bored like that. I don't know. I don't get that feeling from her. Um, he said Chloe is taking it the hardest because of all the losses she's endured in her life as far as her dad and Lamar and stuff like that. And now she just felt like another man, he's always been that father figure, and now she's losing that man in her life too. So I get that. I get that, of her being hurt and her feeling like she lost her dad and now she's losing, feel like she's losing another dad. I get that. So I'm not gonna be too hard on her. um, Kim was not cool with it at first, but then Kanye talked her into being cool with it because he was like, about him being married to her and having a daughter. But he said he would be very, he wouldn't be able to handle it if he wouldn't be able to be himself. And so that made her look at Bruce and, be cool with him and tell him that she's going to help him out as much as she can. So I thought that was cool. Um, but yeah, it just tripped me out when they said all the wives knew. I was like, I don't know if mm I mean, because I want to be already told that up front before we start dating for me to tell you if I want to deal with that or not. If I not want to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to find out something like that in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, but I feel like if the world wouldn't be so judgmental and so ignorant and not and start just being accepting, we wouldn't have to wait until a guy is 65 years old to say, I want to be happy. This is my truth. This is who I am. Like, he shouldn't have had to wait till he was 65. And he said only reason why he did come out is because he did not want to die and then not being who he was. You know how much that's like fucked up? I always want to be able to be me, whether good, bad, or indifferent. I always want to be able to be me. That's why I still do my reviews, regardless of my surgery, regardless of my mouth situation. I always just be like, this is me. This is who I am on a day to day basis. Sometimes I don't come in here with my hair wrapped up because that ain't who I am. I don't sit there and try to be dolled up every day. That ain't who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I get what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be me and I want to be accepted for me. And I'm quite sure everybody out here want to be accepted for them. So I don't understand that how they want to judge people for who they are and who, you know what I'm saying? That's who they are. So I don't understand when people judge, and I don't like to judge people. I like to just if you give it to me on TV like that, that's what I'm. Hey. But when it comes to who you are and who you speaking with, and if you ain't dogging me out, I don't see. I don't get it. Um, but yeah, like I said, I really really support Bruce Jenner in his transition. He said his next trans phase is, I think, is getting breast. He was taking hormones way back in the 80s. Do you know how? It just bothers me of how long he had to deny who he was. Like he said, it was harder to be Bruce than be him. Every time he would have to just walk around his kids, he had to keep that secret. Just how do you? Oh my God, I couldn't fathom to not be myself in my house. That's why I said it starts at home with teaching your kids to accept people being different than them. We all have something different about us, whatever it is, whether it's our skin tone, whether it's our hair texture, whether it's our our job status, our financial status or whatever. We are all different. We are all different. And we need to understand that. So the next time oh my God, I couldn't fathom my kids committing suicide because I didn't allow them to be who they are. Like, I'm so glad his mother was accepting, his sister was accepting. I'm glad his close family was accepting of him. And it's just the fucked up media and the fucked up people on the outside that act like they life is so fucking golden. But I bet you if you put a microscope on their life, it's not what they trying to portray it to be. What you put out there is not all of who you are, and people try to when they see you, they just try to make it seem like that's all of who you are, and then so now that's who people have to try to portray themselves to be. That's messed up. That's so messed up. Like I said, I support Bruce. And it was one thing that I think it was a doctor or something when they was talking about it being in the Bible because I know I'm getting a lot of church folks. Probably a lot of church folks was mad watching this. A lot of old people, a lot of Republicans. I bet you know what I'm saying. They probably was all up in arms. The people that probably should have been watching this was probably trying to boycott the shit. But them motherfuckers should have been watching it so they can hear that man say when she brought up Deuteronomy and about men dressing up in clothes, and that man said, well, it had to come from somewhere. Apparently, it was happening for them to have to put it out there to say, don't do it. Like I said, oh, did he just? I said, oh, I know the church folks is hot. I said, I know the church people is mad as hell. But it's true. Like I always say, church people can be some judgmental people. I'm just saying, and we gotta do better. We just gotta do better with that. That's all I really have on that. If I missed something and you want to talk about it, you know what I'm saying, we can do that. Um, he did say Courtney was worried about her kids, so I did want to put that out there. I didn't forget about that. But yeah, it was a good show. Tell me if y'all watched it. Tell me what y'all thought about it. Um, I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. I'm glad that he did say that he will not film none of his transition and stuff like that. He said he's gonna make it very private. People won't even know. So I guess next time we see Bruce, he will be her, whoever her is, and we're gonna keep on rocking and supporting uh the Jenner. That's all I can say. I don't want to say Bruce because he said next time we see him, he won't be Bruce. So now I don't know the name. So I'm gonna say the Jenner. I just want people to live in their truth and be who they are and stop being so judgmental and just start supporting people. The world cannot change without support. I'm just saying. It really can't. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus, Xbox Live, Snapchat, whatever it is. I do everything by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace out.